The world is noise. The world is chaos. But within you, there is a quiet center, a fortress against the storm. Welcome to the inner citadel. Let us talk about the texture of our lives, the daily friction, the thousand small abrasions that wear us down. The alarm clock is too loud. The coffee is too bitter. The traffic is too slow. The email is too demanding. The work is too hard. The weather is too hot or too cold. The news is too distressing. We have, as a culture, become connoisseurs of our own discomfort. We trade our complaints like currency. It is the background music of our lives, a constant, low-grade hum of dissatisfaction. We complain to connect. We complain to vent. We complain because it feels, for a moment, like we are releasing pressure. But this is a lie. This is the most dangerous, self-defeating habit a mind can learn. Because a complaint is not a release. It is a reinforcement. It is an affirmation, spoken in your own voice, that you are a victim. It is a prayer for your own weakness. We believe our suffering comes from the external event, the traffic, the difficult boss, the headache. The Stoics taught a harsher and more liberating truth. They taught that the event is just a neutral fact. The pain is just a sensation. The suffering is a choice, and the complaint is the sound of that choice being made. It is the gap between the world as it is and the world as you wish it to be. And to live in that gap, to complain about it, is to choose a life of permanent, self-inflicted misery. What is the alternative? It is not a life without pain. It is not a life of easy comfort. It is a life of unshakable strength. It is a life built on a single, ruthless, and minimalist command, a manifesto for the will, inspired by the spirit of Marcus Aurelius. If it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. Let us dissect this. This is not a casual suggestion. It is a complete operating system for a resilient mind. It has two parts, the assessment and the command. Part 1, the assessment. If it is endurable. This is the first, cold, logical test you must apply to every moment of discomfort. It is a binary question. Is this thing that is happening to you endurable, or is it unendurable? What does unendurable truly mean? It means the thing that destroys your prohairesis, your ruling faculty, your will. It means the thing that shatters your ability to reason and to choose. If you are still conscious, if you are still able to form a thought, if you are still able to choose your next action, even if that action is simply to breathe, then the answer is clear. It is endurable. The pain you feel may be immense. It may be a broken bone, a broken heart, a deep betrayal. The Stoics were not soft. They did not deny the existence of pain, but they drew a hard, bright line between the sensation of pain and the judgment of suffering. A broken leg is an impediment to the leg. It is not an impediment to the will. The will, the inner self, the citadel, remains untouched. The body can be in agony, but the soul can remain composed, rational, and in command. This is not a theory. This was a training protocol. Look to the warriors of ancient Sparta. The agoge was a brutal, lifelong system designed to forge human beings who were incapable of complaining. A Spartan boy was taught that hunger was just a sensation, cold was just a sensation, pain was just a sensation, and that all of these sensations were inferior to his will, to his sense of duty. The famous story of the Spartan boy who stole a fox, hid it under his cloak, and allowed it to tear out his insides, rather than cry out and reveal his failure. This is not a story about the virtue of theft. It is a story about the absolute, terrifying power of a trained will over the body's raw, animal signal to panic. It is an extreme, brutal demonstration that the mind can be made stronger than the pain. The boy proved to himself, in the most final way possible, that the pain was endurable. We are not Spartans, but the principle holds. The modern marathon runner hits a wall at mile 20. Every signal in their body is screaming in protest. The pain is excruciating, but they ask the question, is this unendurable? Am I having a heart attack? Or is this just the voice of my weakness? And if it is just weakness, they endure it. They focus not on the 26 miles, but on the next step, and the next. They are proving that the pain is endurable. They are choosing to endure it. So this is the first ruthless assessment. Is this endurable? If it has not destroyed your faculty of choice, the answer is yes. Part 2. The command. Stop complaining. This is the action. This is the practice. Once you have assessed that a thing is endurable, you have one and only one duty: to endure it. And the primary act of endurance is to stop complaining. Complaining is the second arrow. The first arrow is the event itself. The bad traffic, the difficult boss, the physical pain. This is the hurt. The second arrow is the one you shoot into yourself. It is the story you tell about the hurt. This is awful. This shouldn't be happening to me. This is unfair. I can't take this. This is the complaint. And this is what transforms hurt into suffering. To stop complaining is not just to be quiet. It is to stop the internal monologue of victimhood. It is to refuse to fire that second arrow. It is to look at the first arrow, the objective fact of the pain, and say, it is what it is. Why is this so critical? Because every time you complain, you are reinforcing a negative reality. You are training your brain to see the world as a source of harm. You are strengthening the neural pathway of helplessness. You are, in effect, practicing being weak. You are telling yourself a story that you are a victim, and you are believing it because you are the one telling it. The person who stops complaining breaks this cycle. They reclaim their power. When you are stuck in traffic and you stop complaining, you are no longer a victim of the traffic. You are simply a person in a car in a moment of stillness. You have just transformed a prison into a monastery. You have reclaimed that time as your own. You can now use it to think, to listen, to breathe. When you are in the middle of a difficult workout and you stop complaining, you are no longer a victim of the pain. You are an alchemist. You are actively using the pain as a tool to forge a stronger version of yourself. The pain is no longer your enemy. It is your fuel. This is the Stoic art of amor fati, the love of one's fate, in its most practical form. The first step to loving your fate is to stop arguing with it. This harsh, minimalist philosophy is not just a Roman or Greek idea. It is a warrior's code, found across cultures. The Vikings of the North had a worldview steeped in a harsh, unblinking fatalism. A man's destiny was woven by the fates. He could not change it. His only choice was in how he met that fate. Would he meet it with courage, with a laugh, with a sword in his hand? Or would he meet it with whining and fear? To complain was to die a straw death, a death of a coward. To endure was to earn a place in Valhalla. The core idea is the same. Do not waste your breath complaining about the reality of the wave. Use your strength to row. This is the manifesto. This is the hard path. Our soft, modern world has trained us to be professional complainers. It has taught us that comfort is our birthright, and that any discomfort is an injustice. This is a lie. This philosophy has made us fragile, anxious, and weak. The Stoic path is the antidote. It is a return to a harder, more resilient form of being. It is the understanding that life is friction. Life is resistance. Life is pain. These things are not a bug. They are the feature. They are the raw material of which strength, character, and virtue are forged. So the next time you feel the urge to complain about the weather, your job, your body, your life, run the test. Is this endurable? If the answer is yes, and it almost always is, then your command is clear. Endure it. And stop complaining. Stop firing the second arrow. Stop practicing your own weakness. Choose to be strong. Choose to be silent. Choose to endure. The world will provide the pain. That is a guarantee. Your suffering is your choice. The walls of this citadel are new. Our journey here is just beginning. If these words helped you find your strength, join us and continue the work.